Okay. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Trust we are all having a great day. So today, family, I just want to reveal to us guys what I'm actually looking at on the market and the trade that I'm already in, right? So if you are interested on it, you can add up your position without really, wasting much of our time. So let's go, family. Like I said, I don't really want to make this video so long. So let's go. So honestly, this market has been so crazy. Remember, we're in December, so there is not much volatility in the market. So my advice will go like this: don't force the market. Just be patient. As long as if let me give us guys a very clear example. If you are a fisherman and you went to fishing and you were not able to catch a fish, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna have patience and wait. Maybe for the next day, or just wait for some times, right? Just wait for some times, just for your net to be filled up with fish, right? So it's the same way in trading, right? It's the same way in trading. Don't try to force it, right? Because you were not able to catch any fish yet. That does not mean that you will never catch a fish. So just have this patience. Wait for your opportunity to play out. Wait for your trading plan to play out. I mean, then once it plays out, you execute your trade. Even though you take a loss, you know that you would follow your trading plan, and you were very very disciplined when you are following your trading plan. So don't go by rushing the market, because this period there is no volatility in the market. The market is so slow. So just be calm, stay calm, and always wait for your trade idea to play out, right? So let me take us guys to the daily time frame. If you have been watching my YouTube video, you will know actually where I used to start up my analysis of from. I used to look at the overall bias from the daily, then I look at the 1 hour or the 30 minutes time frame, which are my favorite time frame where I trade, then my lower time frame for entries, right? So without really wasting much of our time, let's get started, right? So as you can see, this is Europe JPY. This is Europe JPY, and what's the order flow from the daily time frame? We can see we're in a very very strong bullish trend, right? We're in a very very strong bullish order flow. We have high, low, high, right? So they created a new higher high. What are they actually forming right now? They are forming a new higher low, right? They are forming a new higher low. So what is my anticipation on the daily time frame? What is my anticipation on the daily time frame? Which this area, which you can see I identify as my POI, this is my daily point of interest, where I am potentially looking at price to sell down, break structure on the lower time frame, then I can go long, right? This is my expectation on the daily time frame. I am expecting price to push lower to this zone, break structure, then I go long, irrespective of the what order flow of the market. So let me delete all this so that I can show us guys, so that we can see how clear that area is. uh so like I said, this is my point of interest. Actually, this area right here which I highlighted does not really look clean on the daily time frame. But if you look at what happened right here, the reason why I'm looking at this area as my area of target, we can see that we had a liquidity sweep first before this aggressive push to the upside, right? The last bearish candle before the up move, the last bearish before the up move, we can see there was a lot of momentum that actually came in after that last bearish candle before the off move, right? There is a momentum that actually kicking right from there. So there is a high potential that price can potentially come back to this zone right here for mitigation. All right. So if price mitigate off this zone right here, if price probably pull back to this zone right here, I'm not just looking to go aggressively. I'm looking to wait for a confirmation on the lower time frame. I'm looking to see something like this. I'm looking to see something like this. And why I'm having that confidence of price can push lower to this zone right here is because we can see we have this liquidity that is resting below that. The financial institution are always attracted to those areas, to come back and seek for liquidity in order for them to what place in their order, right? So there is a high potential that price can what sweep this liquidity. After they sweep this liquidity, we can see that run to the downside, break structure. So once they mitigate off this zone right here, I want to see a break of structure. I really want to see a break of structure, right? But if they did not really validate this zone right here, then I should be looking forward to this zone right here, because we can see they left this zone right here unmitigated, right? They left all this zone right here unmitigated. Remember, the institutions right now, after they sweep liquidity, I have a sweep of liquidity right here. After they sweep liquidity, they broke structure to the upside, to the upside, and what happened? They failed to come back and respect this last bearish candle before the up move, before the break of this high. So this will potentially look like an inducement. And also, once they mitigate off this zone right here, the same confirmation, right? This is my entry model, right? This is my what entry model. I go with confirmation entry, no matter how my POI actually looks clean, no matter how the trade look high probability that it must go my way. I always look for what this extra confirmation to confirm that my higher time frame demand will be able to hold price to the direction that I'm actually looking at price should what move forward to, right? Because I'm looking to go long, right? I'm looking to go long. So in order for me to validate that the long position that I'm looking forward for will be valid, I want to see a break or structure show identifying that price is what shifting in structure, is to identify that the price is shifting from the strong to the weak hand to the strong hands, right? Because the bullish are the strongest right here, because the order flow is what bullish. The order flow is bullish. So I will be this is what I'm anticipating on the daily time frame. So we can't just be sitting down and be waiting for the daily time frame, right? We really really wait for long. So what I'm currently looking on the lower time frame, what I'm looking to take advantage on the lower time frame is the pullback that we are seeing. Because on the lower time frame, actually what we'll be seeing, as we can see on the daily time frame, yeah, it totally look clean. Actually it look clean. We can see structure, like internal structure, right? Some people call it substructure, some people call it internal liquidity, whatsoever you call it, right? Whatsoever you call it, based on your understanding, that is good. As long as you know what you are doing, whatsoever you call it, that is what you feel like calling it, right? So we can see this substructure, right? Low high, low high. So this is what I'm actually taking advantage on the lower time frame right here, right? So I'm looking for a sell right from this zone right here. So let me take us guys, like it look very chubby on the daily time frame. Let me take us guys to the 4 hours time frame, where I actually plan the trade. Because on the 1 hours time frame, I'm not really seeing something interesting to take advantage. So we're just gonna make we're gonna look at the 4 hours time frame and see what I am actually seeing, the probability that I'm seeing based on my own trading concept, right? So as we can see the order flow, right, we can see we're in a very very strong bearish order flow, all irrespective of the higher time frame bias, right? Irrespective of the higher time frame bias, the higher time frame bias is bullish, but currently we are contracting. So what we will be seeing most in the market is a form of lower low and lower high, right, since they are contracting from the daily time frame. So what can we see right here? We can see that we have a new low formed, we have a high, we have a low, we have a high, we have a low, right? There was a form of break or structure here, right? We have high, low, but currently I'm looking at this as what? An inducement. I'm looking at this as inducement. So I'm looking at that as an inducement, but there's what I saw on the 1 hours time frame that I'm so interested on, right? That made me to highlighted this area as also my point of interest. We can see where momentum actually kicking from the market, right? We can see this large bullish candle before the down move, and we can see this large imbalance that has not been yet filled, right? So I was actually targeting this zone right here, irrespective of the what order flow, but I got stopped out right here. I took this trade. I believe I took this trade and I got stopped out. It is a normal thing, as long as I followed my plan, right? As long as I followed my plan, I have nothing to worry about it. The only time I get hurt is when I fail to follow my what trading plan, right? So when I saw this break of this high, I knew that price will potentially respect this area, right? I was actually looking at this area. Why was I looking at that area? Is because we had an imbalance. We have large imbalance right there that has not been yet filled, and we can see we had this last institutional candle that leads to that break of this previous lower low, right? That take out this strong weak low as well. So I was potentially looking at this zone right here to see a break of structure if price will actually play out what I was anticipating, right? We have engulfment, we have institutional candle that sweep, we have sweep of liquidity. So I potentially look at that area as an area of targeting. So what I actually said is, if they potentially take out this high right here, if they potentially take out this liquidity, because we can see we have a dynamic liquidity right resting above this high, right? Our highs, right? We have liquidity, which is a dynamic liquidity. So people will call it trend line liquidity, but whatever you feel like calling it, right? Whatever you feel like calling it. So I was potentially looking at this one right here, that if price mitigate here, I want to see a lower time frame confirmation. That's what will give me a confirmation that this area right here is valid, right? For me to what? Go long, go short, I mean, right? So we have low, high, low. This is what I was potentially looking forward for, right? That was my probability. So it actually plays out just the way I actually expected, right? So I'm gonna show us guys what I'm already on the trade already, but I have another second entry if it will potentially hold, right? So I'm gonna show us guys that second entry. So what I was actually anticipating was, all this low right here, and I got more confirmation of price really selling down because we have this dynamic liquidity, and we can see we have liquidity here, we have liquidity. So we have our first TP right here, we have our second TP, we have our third TP, right? We have our last TP, and we can see there's a liquidity resting below there, right? We have liquidity, right? This sell side liquidity, this sell side, we are potentially looking at for this sell side liquidity to get swept, right? And also this is a weak low, this is a weak low, right? So there's a high potential that price would come sweep that low, right? There's a high potential of price coming back to sweep that low, right? So let me take us guys to the lower time frame, and let me show us guys how I was able to cut this trade, right? Let me show us guys, it's pretty simple. It's just a game of patience and a game of probability as well. So it doesn't matter whether for how long you have waited for your trade idea to play out. It can play out, it cannot play out. So it is a probability, right? To potentially play out, it might not play out. So all we do right here is a probability game. So you need to just understand that and accept that in order for you to, if you really want to become a consistent trader, right? You just need to understand that. So after this higher time frame, after they mitigate my higher time frame supply, we can see right here, right? We had a bullish run, right? We have high, low, high, low, high, low, right? So what can we see? After mitigating of my point of interest, we rally down. We broke structure to the downside. So I was really hoping to see this pullback to this one right here and sell down, but price never what? Price did not give us that immediate pullback, right? So what I was waiting for, I was like, I'm still looking at this area as my area of supply, which I will look for sell, because all these are what? A pullback. All this is a pullback. If you look at it very well, all this is a pullback, and we can see a lot of liquidity that is being built up. They accumulate liquidity, they accumulate sell and buy orders. After they accumulate sell and buy orders, it totally shows clear right here. We have liquidity, we have liquidity. What can we see? After we have people that are buying from here, selling from here, buying from here, selling from here. What happened? We can see how they swept all the people that are buying from here. After they sweep people that are buying from here, what happened? They sweep out people that are selling from here. After they sweep out people that are selling from here, they still, you can see how the smart money manipulates the market, right? For those of us that are not patient, right? For those of us that are not patient, we just want to trade. We just want to trade. If you are looking to catch any sell right here, definitely you get hot, right? So they swept the buy side liquidity. They did as if they want to sell down again. What can we see? They broke above, high, low. They continue going higher, irrespective of what I was actually looking forward for. And we can see how they perfectly mitigate off that zone, which I highlighted, right? And we can see that drop, right? We can see that drop. So potentially I am looking at this drop should continue dropping to sweep this low. And we can see what I show us on the higher time frame. Those are liquidity that was built up. I am potentially looking at those liquidities to get run. So let me show us guys. Let me show us guys. Those are the liquidity that I'm actually anticipating to get run right here. We have liquidity right here. We have liquidity right here. So potentially I am looking at price should get rid of those liquidity as well. So it is a probability game, right? It is a probability game. So what I actually said myself, that was yesterday when price has not yet gotten to this zone right here. I was potentially saying that, okay, since I'm seeing a clear order flow structure for being formed, higher high, higher low, higher high, if I see a change of character, I will potentially take advantage of it. And we can see we had that clear change of character after mitigating of my first entry. We had that clear change of character, right? So right now, I've taken my partial 1 to 6. Is a very big win, man. It's a very big win. 1 to 6 risk to reward has been secured, like fully secured, family, fully secured, right? 1 to 6 risk to reward have been secured. Now I'm risking free on this trade, but I've not yet moved my stop loss to break even. Why? Because I know there is a high probability that this price can push higher to this zone. After pushing to this zone, we can see a sell. So I don't really want to get stopped out on break even. So, I'm still keeping my order on, right? I'm still keeping my entry on right from here. Since I've taken partial, I'm still keeping my order on. And potentially what I'm waiting for is to see the second entry being, played out just like the way I expected, right? I'm expecting the second entry to what be valid, right? And remember, this is just a probability game. This is what I'm anticipating. This is a probability game. They can, you know, push higher to this zone right here and give us this set that we're anticipating, and they can push higher and decide to break this high. It is just a normal, it is a normal thing. It is a normal thing, right? It is a normal thing. Price can do anything. Price can do anything at any time, right? So you just have to be ready for it. You just have to be ready for it. As long as you have a well risk management and you predefine your loss before you got into a trade, there's nothing to worry about, right? There's nothing to worry about. Even though you got stopped out, it is nothing, family. It is nothing. Trust me, right? Unless if you did not plan your trade, if you did not well define your risk, what you are risking, you are not willing to risk it, and you got hunt, that's when you are potentially gonna get hurt. Not even potentially, it's because it's not a probability, right? It is definitely you will get hurt, right? Definitely you will get hurt. So this is what I'm potentially looking forward for, and I'm really looking at this as a very, very high probability idea. Why am I looking at this as a high probability idea? Is because we had a break of structure here. We have a higher time frame mitigation. We had a lower time frame break of structure. Wait for another break of structure. So this is more or less like a fractal confirmation, right? So there is a high probability that price can potentially give us what we are really looking forward for, right? This pullback, then a rally down to the downside. So this is what I'm looking on Europe JPY. So just keep an eye on this and let's see how the probability is gonna play out, right? Let's see how the probability is gonna play out. So on AUD, NZD, AUD, NZD, the order flow is bearish from the higher time frame. Like, I don't really want to waste much time because I don't have enough battery. Let me just show us guys the trade idea that I'm looking forward for. So we can see the order flow, right? We are putting on a lower low, low high, low high, low high, low, right? We had a break of structure here. We had a low, but I was not really looking at this because I was seeing this as an inducement, right? Because you can see this dynamic liquidity that is being formed. So I was actually anticipating that dynamic liquidity to get swept, right? So this is my area of interest, which you can see I highlighted, but it's like price is running away from it already. But price can do anything at any time. I don't get FOMO because I've waited for a long time that price should get here, and price fails to get here, and I started pursuing this move right here. I can end up getting stopped. That it can just be just a move, a little pullback, then can see that expansion. And if you try to pursue the trade right from here, definitely what will happen. You get stopped out, and you definitely know that you did not follow your trading plan, right? You definitely know that you did not follow your trading plan. And if you did not follow your trading plan, that is when you get hot. That is when you really, really get hot. So potentially what I'm looking forward for, I really want to see this pullback, if possible a break, then we can sell down, targeting this week low. And my highest TP will be this higher time frame demand zone right here. My higher time frame TP will be at this demand zone, and we can see all those liquidity that are being rested right here, right? All those liquidity, we need to call for them. Remember, the market is always attracted to those areas of liquidity, right? They are fuel to the market, right? So they would potentially come back, sweep those liquidity that are actually seeing, like this, something like that, right? That is what I'm actually anticipating. So this is my own view on GBP USD. We're already wasting much of our time. Order flow bearish, right? We're anticipating to see another new lower low being formed. Then we can actually call this a strong high, right? A strong high, whatever you call it. Some people will call it PH, protected high, uh, PL, whatever you call it. Like, we have different terminologies that people use in this financial market. So you just grab the one you understand much better and take advantage of it. So this is what I'm looking on AUD NZE. I'm looking to go short if price give me the opportunity. But if price keeps selling, trust me, there's another opportunity. I can just potentially wait for this to play out. Then we go. You see, before it even happened, I've already know what I am looking forward for next, right? BOS. So if I see that BOS, this will be my next trade idea, because you can see right from here we already have a sweep of liquidity. So there is a high potential that we can see a redistribution right from here, then we have that sell to the downside. So this is what I'm looking at on GBP, on AUD, NZD family. So just keep an eye on this, and let's see how the probability is gonna play out, right? And let's see how the probability is gonna play out. So let's look at GBP JPY. So the same thing on GBP JPY. Order flow bearish. We can see there's a lot of liquidity being built up right here. We had a lot of liquidity that is being built up right here. We can see those liquidity, right? We can see those liquidity. So potentially I'm looking at all those liquidities to get swept, mitigate, break structure, then we sell down irrespective of the higher time frame bias. And note that we are still trading in between the H4 range, right? This is the H4 range, right? We have not yet broken this high, but if we potentially break this high, then potentially where I will be looking for my short position, I will be looking forward to this area right here. I will potentially wait for price to come, mitigate, then we can see that sell right from there, right? Then we can see that sell right from there. So that is what I'm potentially looking forward for on GBP JPY. It's as simple as that. So all what I'm potentially looking forward for is a probabilities, is a probability, right? There's no 100% assurance that they must, what I'm potentially looking forward for must play out, right? There's no any 100% probability. Why I'm really looking at this zone right here is because we had imbalance and we have momentum that actually kicking from there, that take out this low that has not been yet, mitigated, right? So we have a lot of high potential that price will, definitely respect this one right here. We can start selling down, right? So this is what I'm really looking at on GBP JPY. So let's look at GBP USD. Like, this December has been so slow, family. This December has been so slow. So we're just gonna have patience and see how, our idea will be playing out, right? So we don't need to rush it. And today is already Friday. I believe that, there will not be much volatility in the market, but anything can happen, right? Anything can happen on the market. If you watch Mark Douglas videos, you understand what I'm trying to say right here. When one of the trading floor trader actually said that, it is time already for them to, close in their system and go home. And he was not really expecting a huge move in the market, but what happened in just a blink of eye, he saw a move that, actually blew his mind. It is a probability stuff, right? It's a probability game, right? So anything can happen at any time, when the time we expected, the time we did not expect. Volatility can come at any time. It used to happen. Based on the experience, we have seen it, right? Volatility used to come most of the time, with a high impact of news, without high impact of news, it happens sometimes, most of the time like that. And what I'm actually seeing on this guy right here, you can see the clear trade idea, right? This is where I'm looking to go long, and I'm not really looking to go aggressively, just like the way we know how I trade. I don't go aggressively. I want to see a pullback, break or structure on the lower time frame to confirm my higher time frame bias. Once I see that higher time frame bias being respected on the lower time frame, that is when I'm gonna get into the trade. That's if price shows me that, the weak are giving, the strong are taking over the weak. That is when I'll start looking for, a buying opportunity. That, what did I mean by the strong taking over the weak, right? This is what I mean. As we are approaching, right, so our point of interest, the weeks are approaching our point of interest. That's the weak traders, irrespective of the higher time frame. So once we break this high on the lower time frame, which we are anticipating to see, and they have mitigated of our higher time frame demand, right? So what I will actually look out for, this is just a simple example of it. So the weak are the bearish, while the bullish are the what? The weak are the bearish, the strong hand are the bullish, irrespective of the order flow. That is just how simple it is. Irrespective of the order flow, the weak are bearish, the strong hand are bullish, irrespective of the what higher time frame bias, irrespective of the higher time frame bias. So, just gonna keep an eye on this guy. Just keep an eye on these guys and see how the probability plays out. And I'm seeing a confluence. I'm seeing a nice confluence of harmonics. I'm seeing a nice confluence of harmonic. You can see we have this 50%, 0.5 of our fib level being mitigated, and we can see that rejection from there. So this a butterfly harmonic pattern. You can go and check it on your phone. This is a butterfly harmonic pattern. We anticipate to see the D leg at our 88.6 of our fib level, which we can see that zone right here is being respected nicely. So what can we see? So there is a high potential. All is a probability, right? There's a probability that since they have formed this X, A, B, C, since they have formed the C leg, we can potentially see the D leg being formed, right? So we can start seeing sell in the market right here to push lower to this zone for a buy, right? For push lower for a buy. Many will be like, why didn't I trade a sell to buy? No, I don't do that shit, family. Trust me, I don't do that shit. I always wait for the right order flow of the market to play out before I take advantage of it. And once I get stocked out, I know that I got stocked out. And I move on to the next trade, right? I move on to the next trade. So the same trade idea on GBP USD, GBP USD, Europe USD, they correlate, right? So the same idea, the same idea. Europe USD is taking out this high already, but it's fine. Once they take out the high, we can look at something new. We can look at something new, right? We can look at something new. So that means our probability does not actually play it out, which is normal in the game, which is very, very normal. You just need to adapt with that, right? You just need to adapt with that. It's not something that, okay, you had a plan and your plan fails to play it out, you started getting worried. If you are a fisherman, you understand that not all the time you catch all the fish in the river, right? Not all the time. There are times that you will not catch even one fish. There are times that you catch as many as you want, right? There are many as you want. It is an opportunity, right? If that opportunity comes, you take advantage of it, right? So that is how trading works, right? That is how trading works, family. That is how trading works. So what we do in this financial market, we trade the probability. We trade probabilities in the market, right? So no one will tell you that what I'm actually anticipating, this is what will play out. No, all of us, what we are doing here is a probability game, right? All of us, what we are potentially doing right here is a probability game. The reason why most of us win is because we know that we are playing a probability game, and we are also disciplined in the market. We follow our trading plan, we execute our trading plan, we work with good risk management, we don't get FOMO. That is what made us different from those that are still battling with getting in and getting out of trade, right? Those that are still getting battling with I want to buy, I want to sell. Oh my god, this I've been waiting for this trade for a very long time. Why will this trade will not come to my point of interest? You know what, price is buying already. As long as I'm anticipating a bullish run, I want to get into this trade and I want to make money. And you guess what, you entered from here, you end up entering from here, and you be like, you don't have that patience, right? You don't have that patience. And trading is all about patience, right? You end up like, I want to buy from here, since why would price start rejecting from here? Why would price start rejecting from there? I want to buy from here. Boom. Yeah, you might be profitable, but most of the time, if you continue like this, you will definitely blow your account. That is just the true fact. And because price has already bought to this zone right here, that does not mean that they can even break this high, right? Because there is still high potential that price can still push lower to this zone, because this is a kind of form of harmonic right here. This is a kind of form of harmonic. This is the C leg, this is the D leg, this is the X leg, A, B, C, D. So you can see what I am seeing, right? You can see what I am seeing. It's pretty simple, right? So trading is patience, right? Trading is patient. Wait for what you are looking forward for to play out. Once it plays out, you kick your shot, right? You kick your shot. There is nothing bigger than that. There is nothing bigger than that. Most of traders will never tell you the hours that they wait. Like, there is, like, look at this trade for this whole week. This whole week, this is what I've been waiting for. Can you actually wait for it, right? Can you actually wait for it to play out? So it is not a get rich quick stuff, man. Trading will actually make you rich, but you have to understand the terms and the condition, what you need to put in to get that rich that you are dreaming to become, right? So you don't just come into the market, okay, we are in a bullish, I want to buy, we're in a bear. No, you definitely get, you keep hurting yourself. That is just the true fact. I've been waiting for this trade for since this week, right? This entire new week that we entered. That since on Sunday evening, because that was on Sunday that I planned this trade, and you can see that there's nothing yet happened. It did not even get close to my point of interest. but I'm still watching. That is the power of patience, and that is the power of understanding that it is what I am looking forward for that I will do in the market. What I am looking forward for, if it plays out, I will take a move. But if it does not play out, I will sit and watch what the price action is doing, and I'll be learning from it. So that is it, family. That is what I actually have for us guys today. Europe USD looking to go long, GBP USD looking to go long also, GBP JPY looking to go short, AUD NZD looking to go short, uh Europe JPY looking to go short also, and we can see we had this second entry. So if you are looking to, if you would love to take advantage of this second entry, you are highly welcome. But no, this is not your financial advice. This is a probability game. You can get stopped out at any time. So don't, because you got stopped out, you'll be like, oh, this guy doesn't know. I know what I'm doing, right? I totally know what I'm doing. It's you that don't know what you are doing actually, because this is a probability game, right? This is a probability game. In case you got stopped out, I also get stopped out, right? So it's not only you. So you just have to understand that we are playing a probability game. I'm not the one that controls this market. All what I'm doing is I'm observing the masses and doing the opposite. That is all what I do in the financial market, right? So this is what I have for us today, family. So if you really love my work, if you really love what I'm doing in this, financial market, I will be very, very grateful if I see you guys, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and uh click that notification bell so that whenever I drop something valuable like this, you will be able to be notified, right? So cheers, family. Have a very, very great trading day. And also, happy weekend, happy weekend, happy weekend, happy weekend. This might potentially play out next week. It might potentially play out this week. I don't know. So, all I do is, do the opposite, right? Play my own probability game as long as I know I am following something, right? And that is it. Cheers, family.